Hello YouTube and welcome to Prime Productions. I'm here to help enhance your tabletop gaming experience. If you're new to this channel, I primarily focus on Paizo tabletop role-playing games like Pathfinder and Starfinder. And if you want to help me out, I have a Patreon and Discord, more info at the end of the video. Okay, so Paizo Live time. Every month, Paizo puts out a Twitch video called Paizo Live where they talk about new books and products coming down the pipeline, and I want to summarize it here for you today. As always, I have to turn these videos around very fast, and I don't have an editor or anything, so I may misspeak or have a few ums or uhs. Sorry this video isn't going to be as polished as my normal videos. So after the initial banter that starts off every Paizo Live, they got into it. Now this was a shorter Paizo Live. They only had 2 segments, and they clocked in at only 1 hour and 16 minutes, which is very short for them. Section 1 was about the Pathfinder and Starfinder societies. Now, I've talked about these on the channel before. I'll put a link to my video up in the corner. But basically, Pathfinder and Starfinder societies are like organized play events. Think of Adventurers League from D&D. It's where you play one game and then you can record that information that you played that game and then go anywhere else in the world that plays Pathfinder Society or Starfinder Society and play another game. And you don't have to play the games in order, and there's level ranges for the games. It's pretty fun. I've done it for many years. Now, when you choose to play Pathfinder or Starfinder Society, you do have to follow a few special rules. The biggest one is explore, report, cooperate, and that just means show up to play a game if you're gonna play, and don't be a jerk. Now, a lot of these Pathfinder or Starfinder Society scenarios are very one shot. You show up, you do one game, and it's not really connected to much else. Now, Pathfinder and Starfinder have something called seasons, where there's a year-long kind of meta plot that drives some of the scenarios that you fight. Not all, but some of the scenarios that you play through. The current seasons for both Pathfinder and Starfinder Society are closing out, and they're getting ready to start in on the next season, so that's what they talked about in this section of Paizo Live. Starfinder Society Season 1 is closing out. That is the season of Invasion's Edge. Now, the main thrust for this season, again, not all scenarios involve this, but a lot of them do, is that a mysterious starship crashed into a planet called Akaton. It's effectively Mars, but with an atmosphere. And it started causing problems and converting people and trying to take over everything. So it's a big problem, and the Starfinder Society has been trying to stop it. Pathfinder Society Season 7 was the year of Battle's Spark, and it's about the Pathfinder Society throwing their lot in to stop Cheliax, who's currently in a war with Andoran, and it's called the Hellfire Crisis. I've talked about it a lot on this channel. The war is still ongoing, and there's a lot of scenarios about fighting a bunch of stuff. And they did say that one of the final scenarios will involve troop-to-troop combat with PCs in control of troops. The rules for that actually came out in Battle Cry, so it's cool to see that it's used in Pathfinder Society. They said that the upcoming Pathfinder Society Season 8 will be the year of Clockwork Mystery, where Pathfinders find a strange clockwork compass with weird magics in a temple that has risen from the seabed. And then there's a lot of other weird clockwork magic that's showing up, and people are using it against the Pathfinder Society, so that sounds pretty interesting. More interesting, I think, is the upcoming Starfinder Society Season 2, Beyond the Blood Door. This season starts off with a mysterious transmission that initiates an attack on Absalom Station. Remember, that's this major space trade hub in the Starfinder universe. Anyway, this attack involves giant blood-red spheres spawning monsters into Absalom Station. Now, luckily, this only happens for a short while, but after the attack, everyone is, scrambling to figure out what just happened and prevent it from happening again, and the Starfinders are in on that. At the end of this segment, they did have a couple of spoilers for the new seasons. The Pathfinder spoiler is that there is this giant kaiju monster that's going to be showing up pretty soon into the year of Clockwork Mystery, and it'll be in Tianjin. It's like a giant, it's like a kaiju, it's Godzilla-sized. The spoiler for Starfinder is that there will be a Starfinder Society guide for the year. Now, back in the day, they used to have these society guides that would tell you how to play that season of Starfinder or Pathfinder, And they kind of stopped doing that for a while, and they put up a website that was really hard to navigate, and it was very unclear, and none of my friends liked it. So they're going back to society guides. They said there will be a Pathfinder society guide as well. They did, however, say that the Starfinder society guide will have a new ancestry in it, and they didn't say what it was, but from the hints they gave, I think they're talking about the Vulkarisu, who are like these little tiny sentient fox creatures. Again, they didn't confirm that. That's just my best guess. Sadly, I couldn't find a picture of them online, so, but yeah, apparently they're like little tiny fox creatures. The next section was about Free RPG Day. Now, if you don't know about Free RPG Day, if you go down to your friendly local gaming store, a lot of times there will be like a free RPG day. RPG companies will put out like a little free thing for their RPG, and every year Paizo puts out one free adventure for Pathfinder and one free adventure for Starfinder. And these free adventures are always like short one-shots, but they always have pre-gens, so like new people can come and sit down and have fun for a game and then get introduced to either Pathfinder or Starfinder. They announced that the free RPG day for this year for Pathfinder will be Things Go to Hell. The premise of this is that a wizard sold his soul for like a wizard's tower, and the tower and all its belongings go back to hell when he dies, along with his soul, of course. Well, he's dead, and there were 4 characters in his wizard's tower that were sort of belongings and sort of people when he died. There is the skeletal head of security, a thief that was turned to stone, a construct that was shut down, and a failed clone. And basically these 4 people are like, no, we're not possessions, we're sentient creatures, we shouldn't be sent to hell along with the rest of the tower, and you have to like work with the devil there to, you know, earn your freedom. And it's explained that the devil is actually willing to work with you because he's got bigger fish to fry and doesn't want to like litigate out this stupid little niche case. That will be a level 7 adventure. The Starfinder Free RPG Day offering will be Rescue on Raxel. In this one-shot, there is an evil corporation that is setting up an illegal testing site on the planet of Raxel, and you have to stop them. Raxel, by the way, is a planet of like tiny onion people. The Raxelites, they are in actually galactic ancestries. I've talked about them before. But there are other pre-gens as well. You can see them all on screen. Both of these free RPG Day games will be sanctioned for organized play, which means if you play them and you're part of either Pathfinder or Starfinder Society, you can get credit for it and apply that credit to one of your characters as if they had played that scenario. And then, of course, as always, they went into a Q&A, but they didn't really talk about much. It was a lot of silly, fun joke questions, and anything that they did talk about, I just put into the relevant section. And really, that's all they had for today. Hey, as a reminder, I have a Patreon. I'm going to try and post something fun there once a month, but honestly, it's just a way to keep this channel financially viable. For less than the cost of a cup of coffee a month, you can help me buy new equipment like new microphones and such. And of course, I have a Discord channel, link in the description. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That tells not only me, but also YouTube that you like this kind of content and would like to see more. And until next time, thank you, good luck, and happy gaming.